John talked about how he doesn't like the spotlight and the attention on him. I know earlier in the year you weren't starting him because you had wanted more leadership from him, and of course he was in the lineup eventually. Do you sense he's been a little bit of a reluctant leader in that sense, like he doesn't want the attention on him, but he's had to do it because he is a senior?
Reluctance, it's a good choice of words. I would say a quiet leader. He does it in his way. That dive, rebounding. See how many rebounds he had? He had 5. That's good. I mean, he does it in little ways that you don't know. And in huddles, he'll say something. He'll say more than he said in the past. And it's just really started to develop since like the last week in January going into February. And there's no coincidence we're on a little winning streak here because of it.
Coach, John started off pretty cold from outside. Is there any focus to try to get the drive to the paint more with his talents, try to create an offense like that?
I got to be honest with you. I think it's senior night. I'm not a big fan of senior night. I'm sorry to say. I think you have to have it because it's important to the families. I think they need that. But you're a human being. I mean, you're thinking about this is my last game. I'm with my mom. I'm giving her flowers. I'm getting a jersey. I'm getting a ball. It's not going to mess you up a little bit? I think it'll mess anybody up. Messed me up, So in his defense, I think took him a little while to get the cobwebs out. And I just tell these guys they got to mix it up. Got to mix it up. I'll let you shoot your threes. I don't yell at you too much about your offense. I'll get on you about your defense and your toughness and your rebounding. But I just think he was just, the night in general. He won't admit that, but I think it might have been that.
Looking at a guy who doesn't seem to be reluctant to lead, Matt has played more and more minutes over the past couple stretch, whereas DJ, whether it be playing more games than he's used to or just not being quite as confident, hitting a bit of a rut. What's going into that decision, and what does Matt bring to the table that DJ isn't quite there yet?
I really like playing them together, to be honest with you. The only reason DJ's minutes have decreased the last 2 games is foul trouble. But I think we need DJ out there because of his speed. Speed really hurts. It hurts other teams, and they get back on their heels. And I like Matt out there because he stretches it and gives opportunities for John and Daryl. So when you have 4 or 5 offensive weapons out there, tough to defend. And they try to take John away. They try to take Daryl away. But then you got Matt Griffin making plays. So, and against that 1-3-1, I thought we did a really good job. I don't even think we turned it over against the 1-3-1, maybe one time. And against the 1-3-1, you got to get shots. So we put him right in that slot, take shots, we make decisions. I thought he did a really good job. And his leadership has been outstanding.
Only 5 points from your bench today. Any concern? Travis might be getting closer to being back. Jeff's not 100%. Any concern about depth?
You know what? I'm not, to be honest with you, because Jeff picked up 2 fouls quick. Picked up how many? Another 2 fouls quick. Did he end up with 4? He just seemed like he picked up 4. So he picked up a lot of quick fouls, and we were struggling to score. So you got to keep your offensive weapons in there a little bit longer than I would have liked. But, we got to develop Mike Terry. He's got to play a little bit more minutes right now because he's earned that spot. Unfortunate for Travis. And we gave Travis a chance, and he did some good things. He's got to get his wind back, though. He's a little out of shape. So once he gets back, I think our bench is going to be a positive.
Looking at that foul trouble that is on Jeff got into early, what can you say about Dom coming out in the second half? Looked like he really went to a whole other level on the boards. Finished with 8 rebounds, 3 offensively.
And it was all in the last 4 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, with Dominic, he's like a thoroughbred. And sometimes you got to be a jockey and you just got to keep hitting and keep hitting and keep hitting and keep hitting and keep hitting until that light turns on. And I felt like I did that to him all game long. At a point as a coach, you feel like, man, I feel like killing this kid. You feel bad. But the light went on with like 4 or 5 minutes to go, and he got some big rebounds. He used his big body and moved people around. He did some great things. And that's what we need from him. And we've seen it. We saw it before the Albany game. I forget the game it was. Maine, we saw it. Stony Brook, we saw it a little bit. So he's extremely talented. We need him down the home stretch.
Going into half, you were shooting 37%. Second half, you shot 54%. Anything particular you said at halftime that?
With me, we make halftime adjustments. There's no doubt, but it's about effort and how hard we played. I felt like we sleptwalked the first half, and other than John diving and Griff diving and taking a charge here and there. I mean, for the most part, it wasn't 5 guys playing as one, 5 guys not playing hard. We talked about that. We talked about they were switching a lot on their defensive assignments, and if you're going to if a 5-man's going to pick up our point guard, to me that's a disadvantage. That's an advantage for us. So we got to attack, and I think that's why we got a couple early fouls in that second half that kind of helped us. But they had a lot of wide open shots. That's a good team. They just did a great job against Maine. I mean, for whatever reason, those threes weren't falling, but they got like 4 or 5 clean looks that were at their place. So this outcome is a different story.
Coach, lots of offensive fouls called and again, lots of charges. Any particular reason why you thought that?
You know what? It's such a judgment call. Block charge is such a hard call. It really is. And I feel for those guys. I know I was on them a little bit, but it's a hard call. It's a hard call. We teach jump stopping. We teach the Euro move, 1 step, and then change directions. And tonight, for whatever reason, I don't mind a couple, I got to be honest with you, because that shows we're being aggressive. And if they want to step up and take the hit, all right, good. But we got to do the same thing on the other end. We got to take the hit too.
Tonight you rebounded down 40-19. Looks like your boys are finally getting the message of rebounding.
We're not there yet. Remember I told you guys last year when we were there, we're just not there yet. And we did a good job rebounding the ball. It looks statistic-wise we did a good job defensively, but there were some holes there. We got to keep working. We got to keep tapping, and we'll get there. But I was happy we pursued long rebounds because they shot 26 threes. So if you're going to miss that amount of threes, there's long rebounds to be had. Again, that's a good team. They play hard. They made it very difficult for everybody tonight because we couldn't run good offensive sets. I mean, we couldn't get open. We just tried to spread them out in the second half and do some different things.
Are you worried about fatigue at all going into Tuesday?
I was. I mean, we didn't get to bed. These kids didn't get to bed until 1:30 Thursday night. We tried to let them sleep in until like 9, but still, it's not. I mean, they just played a tough game against Albany in MSG, all the emotions, all the excitement. And then you got to turn around and play again on Saturday. I was definitely worried about that. And same goes for them. I mean, they played in a brutal game against Maine. Maine made a nice run in the second half. Thanks, guys.